Housing saves lives. Housing saves lives. Sometimes. Homelessness is not kind. Homelessness exacts a staggering toll on a human life. Years of lack of consistent medical care, exposure to the elements, lack of access to substance use treatment or harm reduction tools make it no surprise that members of our community who experience chronic homelessness are at high risk for early death. When we accept new tenants into our Housing First programs, Logan Place, Florence House, and Houston Commons, the primary factor the selection committee considers is vulnerability. Vulnerability due to violence, to chaotic substance use, untreated mental illness, vulnerability as a victim of trafficking or assault. And more often in the last few years, the final question, vulnerability due to complex medical need. In too many of these meetings, the final question members of the committee are asking ourselves is who is most likely going to die on the streets without this housing? Sometimes, when we offer someone housing, we're not offering them the promise of long life, but the opportunity to live the rest of their lives, no matter how long or short that may be, in safety, with dignity, in their own home, surrounded by people who care about them. And when, as it has been for 10 Housing First tenants over the past 5 years, they know that the end is coming, they are also offered the opportunity to make choices about how they live the last chapter of their lives and how they die. When that happens, we could not ask for a better resource than Hospice of Southern Maine, for our tenants, for their friends and families, and for ourselves. To my knowledge, we first partnered with Hospice of Southern Maine in 2014 when a Logan Place tenant, Brian, faced terminal illness. From that first experience, we recognized the power of this partnership. In a world in which Preble Street staff must frequently take the role of fierce advocate to ensure the clients we serve have choice and power and are treated with dignity and respect, we encountered an organization whose mission and values aligned with ours. We did not need to demand that tenants' need for comfort and right for choice be taken seriously. They already were. Hospice of Southern Maine staff see beyond the stigma to the inherent value. You can hear it in this note from that first partnership. It was emphasized by all present that ultimately, decisions of how to proceed are always Brian's, always the tenants'. Since then, 9 other Housing First tenants have lived their last days with the support not only of Preble Street staff and tenants, but with the comfort, kindness, compassion, and dignity afforded by the staff and resources of Hospice of Southern Maine. 2 weeks ago, 3 tenants of Houston Commons passed away in 48 hours. 3 in 48 hours. 2 had received in-home hospice care and then transitioned to Gosnell Memorial Hospice House. The other was unexpected. While those tenants received in-home services, hospice staff were a resource to Houston Commons staff, answering our questions, helping us understand what was happening, supporting the tenants' families in making needed plans and arrangements. Over the few days those 2 tenants were at Gosnell, staff, other tenants, friends, and family visited often. One tenant, when he arrived at Gosnell, kept repeating, "What did I do to deserve this?" So grateful was he to be in a place of such peace and beauty. It is such a gift to see the tenants, beloved members of our community, peaceful and comfortable and surrounded by love in their last moments. It has been an incredible gift for Preble Street staff to work alongside the staff of Hospice of Southern Maine as they care for members of the Preble Street community and partner with us to empower and steadfastly protect the dignity of the tenants we serve. It is because of this partnership that we gladly present Hospice of Southern Maine with the 2019 Community Partner Award. Thank you.
so much for this amazing award. And our mission is to provide compassion, care, and comfort at end of life, but I would also add to that respect and dignity, as Allie so perfectly stated. But it's really not my role to stand up here and accept this award. It's really all of the employees at Hospice of Southern Maine who should be receiving this award. So, as you can see, they are over here, and I'd like to ask them to come.
So I'm also wearing a couple of hats here tonight. I want to thank Preble Street. It's an honor to receive this award, especially for me, since I became a social worker at Preble Street. It's my first job, and I'm honored to now serve on the board. And I carry my core values that I learned at Preble Street in my experience into hospice. Preble Street does an amazing job with emergency services and saving the lives of clients that we eventually share. As you may know, the homeless population dies at an average of 25 years younger than those who are housed. It's an honor for us to work collaboratively with you all that help those that you and to help those you come to know and love. We tend to mostly share clients that are in your Housing First programs. I will tell you that in my 13 years of doing hospice, I never know how somebody asks the question, how somebody answers the question that I always ask everyone: what are your goals for the end of your life? I can say that hands down, I have gotten the exact response from every tenant in one of your facilities. I want to die in my apartment. The exact reason may vary, but the underlying thread is that they're so happy and proud to have a home and a community, and that the loss of their home is greater than their impending death. The gentleman, Brian, that Allie spoke of, he would talk about how at night he had to sleep with the light on so that he would remember when he had to get up to go to the bathroom that he actually was in an apartment. And so he would leave the light on to find his way. Because of the determination and resiliency of our shared clients, they have typically stayed home longer than expected and endured far more pain in what we may perceive as suffering, all so that they can stay in their apartment. Sadly, though, their bodies fail them, and together we have gotten them to the Gosnell House, where they can get the necessary hands-on, around-the-clock care for their final hours or days. In that time, we see countless staff come to be with our shared clients. It's your dedication and compassion and love that you have for those clients. Your dedication, compassion, and care is what fuels their desire to want to die at home. We're honored to partnership with you and work together so that all humans can die cared for and with dignity. Thank you.
All in one side, podium.